Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
C'est au-dessus de moi, encore une autre fidélité. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il reste Libye, il a quoi qui a loupé presse. L'Américain pas vous t'as bien de moi nous en ce moment on battu au moins n'en mon temps dit à mon ça va bien pour moi dit toi là le caillou quand on soit du roi allez voyez battu au roi et là-haut abela le caillou vivito jobai vivito nomba matissimo caillou Manager Gigi, ouais, t'es jamais forcé. Si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, Nosca, Yassin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights. And also, it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption, and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberian Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning into Liberian Pub Radio. We appreciate it. Thank you. Wonderful evening. Thank God for this wonderful evening. God, we always want to thank you for everything. Safety, my Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again as we come before you this evening. As we come before you this evening, my Lord, we ask you to give us wisdom. We ask you to guide our thoughts. We ask you to be with us. Guide us as we discuss issues affecting our brothers and sisters back in Liberia. My Lord, we want to thank you for the opportunity that you give us. And we want to assure you, my Lord, that we will do all we can to earn that opportunity. Because of your blessing, we're here. And we want to thank you for that. We want to thank you. Because without you, we're nowhere. Without you, we're nothing. Because of you, we are who we are. You created us. You give us the strength. You give us the life. And we want to thank you for that. My Lord, we ask that you bless the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia, the leadership of the Republic of Liberia, the outgoing leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. The politicians in Liberia, my God, lay your hand on them. Bring some real peace to them as well. To our brothers and sisters that are still struggling from time to time, we ask you that you give them the opportunity as well. Bless them all. Bless them. Because only your blessing is the true blessing. Because only your power to forgive is the true forgiveness. Because your power to protect is the true protection. And those of us that know you, we know you have the power to do so. And we want to thank you this evening. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country of the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, folks, I was on here yesterday as I was going through the process of this road business. And give me a moment here. Something is happening that I'm not quite on board with it. So just give me a moment here.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
That is the president-elect, Honorable Joseph Boakai, president, soon to be. And we want to thank God for that. We ask God for his continuous guidance and blessing to our father, president-elect. But as I was saying yesterday about this road issue, first thing I want you to take into consideration, a mile is 5,080 feet. And the weight of most buildings, like 48. Because here's the thing about these buildings. The per length of the building, the span of the building in Liberia and most other places, unless you have pilaster, unless you have columns, series of columns to support it. But if it is just a gable roof, most building weight is about 40, 47 the most. Because if you go more than that, you're asking for your roof to cave in. I know it. I've done it. So I know that. So most building, the weight of the building is about 48 feet or so. And those of you that drives around here, between these light poles, the street lights, some are 50, but the highway street lights are 100 feet apart. But the road, the city street light, urban street light, it's like 50 or so, 50 feet. So I'm trying to give you something that you can gauge the 5,280 feet for you to see what a mile is. Okay. So they say in Liberia, they said they pay $1 million for 5,280 feet of road. And I said to you yesterday that that is something that I will not take to the bank, because in order for me to pay for 5,280 feet of road, and they say it's going to cost me $1 million. $1 million. Look at this statement these people are making. These are statements you will make when you're ready to steal. When you're ready to steal, because you are not giving the people the opportunity to see what quantity. You, the government, already giving that price out. And they're saying that based on past experience, because they've been giving projects to people that have no knowledge. So they pay $1 million. So now that becomes a record. And that's the record we're going to talk about. And that's the record we want the people to understand that this, in fact, is not quite correct. Because a mile, if you're paying for road, you usually pay for lane mile. So one way, 5,280 feet, another way, 5,280 feet. So they're saying they're paying each 5,280 feet, 500,000. Another way, 5,280 feet, 500,000. So it's almost like 100. Okay, but anyhow, the point that I'm trying to make is funny to me, because if you do that kinds of calculation, you're already setting yourself up for corrupt behavior. There's no question asked. So let's look at the row again. And I will go into it here someday, not today. I'm just going to give you some. I got two subject matter I'm going to be touching on here this evening. So I told you I was going to end this one here yesterday, and then today I'll pick up another subject matter. But let's look at this 5,280 feet of road. And what happened? Okay. The 5,280 feet. In a few days. Mike. All right. I think I'm audible. Okay. We'll hold this. Just doesn't matter. I'll hold it or even put it here. My stomach is not that big. But anyhow, let's go ahead. So what are the composition of this 5,280 feet of road going, 5,280 feet of road coming that the Liberian government is saying they pay $1 million for? Maybe it's a Cadillac road. Maybe it's all diamond road. Maybe it's this road that $1 million. $1 million road. $1 million road. I'm thinking as I'm going through with this $1 million, because I've done so many projects around here, that I'm thinking $1 million, $7.8 million, $1 million road, $1 million road, 550,000, 560,000 road, $1 million road for the mile, $1 million. Okay, all right. Let's just suppose that what they're saying is okay. It's on point. Let's go with that $1 million road, because for me, if I was a contractor and have money, I'll be dancing every time. Go to Liberia to do work, because $1 million a mile. Okay, but let's look at it. So most of the roads that are being built in Liberia, those are not fresh roads. Those are not new alignment. Those are old alignment that they're widening road. So yes, the first thing here. Yes, the first thing. These people are so corrupt, they're unbelievable. Okay, and you're not teaching the alignment of the road. It's not a new alignment. A new alignment, you take road from total, you say, okay, I'm going that way. No road before. You take caterpillar and start clearing the grass. You take tenant pole and start cutting the road. That's a new alignment. But these people have an alignment that was built back in before I was born. And those people did that alignment. That's the new alignment. But the alignment these people are using to build is the same old alignment. They're just widening. And not by much. Not by much. If you look at these roads, they're not by much. Okay? So what are they doing? They're just providing much like their shoulder. But let's look at it. The mean access of the road itself. The mean road has already been built in terms of the strength of that road, because they have the base, they have the sub base that these people build by way. They call it Fianini. I don't know what it means. Don't ask me. That's what my parents then used to call it, Fianini. Fianini king here. That time you are not even born yet. Okay, but they call it. The people were excellent. Because I saw, now that I'm an engineer, when I go back to Total, I walk the road and I said, wow, these people were just good. They didn't take Liberia for granted. They really built the road. Not only did they give us a good side slope, But most of the areas, those days, those of you that grew up in the countryside along the highway, when you get they never have guardrail and things like that. No, they don't have it. But what did they do? Knowing fully what our country, the erosion issue. So when they build the road up, the side slope, they planted grass. They actually go out to plant grass to stop the erosion. As the water sheet flow from the road, it goes down the sideline. And they planted the grass so that the side row of this does not become eroded. The erosion was being controlled. So let me go back to the corrupt behavior they have over there, called it 1 mile, $1 million. Let's look at it. Those of you that are watching, I thank you very much. Continue. So the road itself, I just told you. So say now they're widening the road. So before, the road used to be, because before then it was maybe 7-8 feet lane, 7-8 feet lane. Now it's 12 foot. So maybe they add another foot or so for shoulder and what have you. Most likely you don't have no shoulder anyway. So the 14 feet that is there, the base, they're not going to do anything with it. Most of the road, unless the area that you have what I call huge, how do you call it, potholes. Yeah, they're going to have to dig it up, take the dirt out, and fill it back in. But majority of the road, the base is strong, compacted. So what are they going to do? Now, let me go back to their $1 million now, before I come to these faulty behavior. The people think they're just eating money. $1 million a mile, 5,280 feet of road, $1 million. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's go ahead. So the road itself, what does it compose of? Okay. You got, and this is what God has blessed Liberia with. Most of your soil in Liberia, clay, except for the one on the seaside. Okay. Most of the soil in Liberia, clay. All right. So clay, water don't penetrate clay very easily. It's very stable. Unless there are some places where the clay itself is mushy. And so you need to massage the clay. If you are a soil mechanic or soil engineer, you have to find me to massage the clay so it will be durable and bound correctly. But most of the clay, those of you that are from the countryside, because I'm from the countryside, that's why I keep making the reference. When we were young, the young girls then, they used to eat butter. And the butter, once you walk on the road, on the side of the road, they slope. They don't have slope. They just 45, not even 45, 90 degrees. 90 degrees, that's it. But when you dig on the side of that hillside, that butter, what the butter is? Clay. Okay, now there are different type of clay, and I'm not going to go into those things right now. That's not one of my point. But if you watch those things, there are people exactly. So, and I'm saying again, those of you that are from the countryside that used to walk on the highway to go on the farm, I know as I'm speaking, because when you were young, just like me those days, you used to wonder. In fact, we used to leave the town and find the higher spot of the hill and jump from that cliff to jump on the road. You didn't think about what's the reason, but the reason was, and as soon as you pass that hilltop that you can jump, on the other side, it's like a valley. On this other side, so they cut that hill to fill in these valley spots so they can bring the road up. And when these people were there, were so good. It's just unbelievable. They fill these hillside, okay, the road, because the valley, usually you have hill like this, from this hill, from this other hill, so the water coming here, so the water always go to the bottom. So most of your creek that crossing the road is the lower point. So what these people did, they said, okay, we can put a pipe here. That's fine. They put pipe there. But then the pipe will be, so they filled it up. So now you have a road that comes like this, that goes up like this. So the pipe is underneath here to allow the water to go. Because if you stop it, that wastes your time. That's why most of the people that come in nowadays, hey, you're black, that small creek, it will not cross again. Water will never change its position until you come in and change the running position of the water. Other than that, what God has given it, that's where it's going to be. Unless some kind of a natural situation happens, landslide and fill it up or whatever. But water cannot go uphill. Okay, let's go ahead. So these people, they will do that. Okay, and I'm just telling you from those of you from the countryside. So let's go back to the $1 million a mile, 5,280 feet. All right, and let me just tell you again, those of you that are watching, your side of your building, most of the building, they're like 48 feet wide. Why is it? Why do we have this 48 feet wide? Because when you find the trusses, the truss itself, you cannot have anything more than 48 feet in length as the truss go across the building. Because after that, you won't be able to support it. Then it will truss start wobbling. Then the deflection of the truss itself will be high. It doesn't matter how many crossbar you put on it. So the rule is most building, the side of the building, they're 48 feet. Now the length of the building, and with you're spending the weight of the building with trusses. So you cannot, unless you go here from 48 feet and you have a columns or where the truss base can rest on, and then you can expand another 48 feet. If you have that, you will be successful. But let me go on. I'm not building right now. I'm just giving you a situation. So those of you that are watching, welcome again. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. So they say they build road for $1 million a mile. Let's look at this mile now. Just a mile, 5,280 feet. Okay. So they come, they say, okay, what is this this road? What composed of this road? So like I told you already, our forefathers, long time, they already 14 foot of this 12, 24, maybe 40, 30 feet of road. 14 of that is already built. So they're coming now, the contractor telling them that we're going to build new one. They're not building new one because they're not going to dig. They're not going to disturb what the people has already built. The most likely just grade over there and fill in maybe about 8 inches. The most. $1 million a mile. So you already have a base that is 3 feet thick or 3 feet deep, already compacted, because people, Samson told them since 19, we've been driving on our road from Totan to Montreal, over the years, the compaction of that road. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So the only time you'll find the actual money is being spent in terms of the base, sub-base, and the finished product is when you have those huge potholes, which is caused by lack of maintenance. Okay, and most of those what I call huge pothole, they come about. Once again, you have a hill here, hill. Anytime you leave from Montreal to go to Totan, or you go all the way to southeast, anywhere that you find, they say, oh, the car can't pass here. No car. It's a lower spot of the entire road. Water collect in that area. And those days, the people that built the road, they knew that. So they put pipe, or they have covered. And the pipe and the cover, pipe. Okay, the pipe here. So they put the road instead before the road like this. So they lift the road a little bit. So they put the pipe, but then water still coming here. but they have a means of conveying the water from uphill to this pipe. They have a side slope. Even though they cut the road shoot like this, but they have a side slope. When it rained, they were able to provide slope for the road. So the water will not be on the road. Nowadays, when you're driving from Ganta all the way to Tota, ditch in the east section of the town. They got ditch in the middle of the street. Let's go back. $1 million a road. $1 million a mile. So they say, okay, we're going to put sub-base in there. When we put a sub-base in, then we will put in the base. Okay, then we'll put in the whatever asphalt, concrete, whatever finished material they want to use, they will use. Okay, so let's do something here a minute. So I'll do this because I know they already have base. I'm not going to calculate the base. The base part, I will give them that. So I told you already 14, 15 feet of that. It's already there. So they add another 4 feet on the side, another 4 feet on the side. So let's do the base of the 8 foot first. Okay, so watch this. So, and I'm not going to go up and down. No, I'm not even considering the profile. I'm just doing this straight as though I live in Town. Okay, so 5,280 feet. And the sub base we're going to give them 6 inches. Okay, 6 inch, that will be 0.5 feet. Okay, 0.5 times 5,280. Okay, that will be, what did I do? Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's right. That will be 2,640 feet. 0.5. 0.5, take that one. Okay, this way. Okay, times, let me start over. I said we're going to go 8 feet. I'll give it to them. 6 feet, 6 feet. So let's go. Let's do the right side first. 6 times 5,280. That's 31,680 square feet. We're going this way and that way. That's square feet. We're going the width and that way. That's square feet. Times the thickness. Times 0.5. Okay. Divide by, this is square yard now because I mean square feet now. So we're now going to go turn it into cubic yard. Okay, and I'm not going to go through all of that stuff. So let's just go ahead. So this one side of the road, 8 feet. Okay, so now we say divide by 27. So that alone is 587 cubic yards of material. So let's just say there's 1 8 foot line here. Let's just say the people say, okay, that in Liberia, everybody poor. So let's see. Let's go, because usually when you have huge quantity numbers, the price of material go down. If you have less material, less quantity, because it takes more to put it down. So for example, if you have 50 feet of, 50 cubic yard of material compared to 10 cubic yard material, 50 cubic yard material is less expensive because it's more. Whereas 10 cubic yards material, this is how construction business works. The less material, the more you pay for the placement and everything else. Okay, so the price I'm going to give now, that price include the truck, the driving, the salvage value of that truck, the driving, the fuel that you're going to use to drive the truck, the person who's going to be driving the truck, and the former of that truck. So that's one. So then you take another one. Say, okay, what are the material we're using here? They're using grader. How much the price of grader per hour? So you do as an estimator, you do all of that together. So with this one, I'll say, okay, they will place it maybe for $2.50 cubic yard. So times 2.5. It's 8 feet that I have here with 5,280 feet of material. How much you say? $1,464. Just this 8 feet. Let's do the times 2. Okay, $2,933. Let's just say we give it to them for $3,000. That's both sides. That's not include the asphalt yet. Okay, these people, I want to show you guys their crooked behavior they have in our country, and I'll do this here. This is unbelievable. I'll take my time tonight. So let's just say we give them $3,000 for both sides now. Okay, we give them $3,000 for the dirt. We're not doing the asphalt yet, just for the dirt to bring it up. Okay. And these material, the material from here. So, okay. So let's go with the asphalt because we're not bringing it up to the place. Now, I told you already, I'm not paying for the middle because my forefathers have already done the middle. They've done the middle already. The only thing they're going to do, if I'm going to pay for it, maybe 6 inches of that. So let's give them the 6 inches because they can't tell me they're going to go all the way to 4 foot. For what reason? The base is strong. Why are you going to disturb it? So let's give them 6 inches, another 0.5. Okay, so 12 feet. No, 15 feet. So 15 times 5,280 times 0.5 divided by 27. 1,000. Let's just say $1,500 for that. So you come down, you say 1,000. It's 1,466, but I'm getting them 1,500. Okay, that's the mile. The mile. I'm not doing anything yet. Now let's go with the asphalt. We're not bring everything up. We're finished with everything, and they calculate the money that I just gave you. That includes the equipment, the manpower, everything involved. Give me a minute. Where's Mr. So tonight? Excuse me. Okay. Just see, when I do these things, I want people to listen. So when they tell you next time, oh, we pay $1 million per mile, I'm coming to tell you. Just give me a minute. Okay. These people, their crook business is not funny in Liberia. They know they're hurting our people. My goodness. Those of you that live on Ralphie Highway, you tell me how many feet they went down to dig that middle, the middle of the road that they left that people were using. They have quota on. How many feet they go down with? Nothing. They just remove the quota and grade it back up. That's it. And you want me to pay 4 feet down for what? $1 million? Man, please. Your crocodile business, take it from Samson to me. You think I'm stupid? Your charge like $1 million a mile. And they are sending to them, they believe that. Anytime you do road, that's $1 million a mile. I come to debunk their foolishness here tonight. $1 million a mile. Every time you do a road, that costs you $1 million a mile. $1 million a mile foot. People, they think everybody's stupid. You know, they do these things and they believe every one of us just is stupid. They can do anything they want at any time. Anytime. And I'm saying to them, no, we're here. We're going to help them. We're going to help the Liberian people. So, okay. So right now we got $4,500 just to do the base material, okay? And I'm using pea gravel mixed with some granular material that is a little bit wet. You know, when Sarge, that's one thing I like about Sarge. When he built a community road, he built that material he used. Anytime that I have project in Liberia, I will ask Sarge just say where he got that material from, because that's a good material. But let's go on. So let's use the asphalt. Well, you quota, they want to help out our quota using that, not anything else. So let's use quota. Okay, we're going to use 4 inches of quota, because anything more than that, you're wasting the quota. But let's give it to them. 4 inches of quota. Okay. And whether you want square yard or cubic yard, it doesn't matter to me. So we'll just go with cubic yard still. Okay. Because you can interchange those things. So once again, 4 inches. So what you do, you take 4 inches, you divide it by 12, because 12 foot, 1 inch equals 12 foot. So you take 4 inches divided by 12 to give you feet, to give you foot. So you got 0.33 feet. That's 4 inches times 5,280 miles equals times, okay, we already have this much, 4 inches times this. Now we're going to go this way. Let's give them 32 feet. 32 feet times 32 divided by 27. I got, look at this thing, a mile. I got 2,085 cubic yards. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's most likely that maybe 15, 20 trucks, mics. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. So now, yes, the interesting thing, the asphalt is not being made in Liberia. They have the order. So that's a special one. So we'll give them, okay, even though it's plenty here, but I'll give them $60 a yard. Let's give them that. See, $60 a yard. In fact, I'll make it $200 a yard. $200 a yard times 200. So this is where the people are going to make their money now. Okay. 417,185 for the asphalt, because I'm being very ridiculous here by giving them 200 a year. But the point that I'm making here is that we're not even close to. So let's add this 4,500 to that, plus 4,500. The total on this project, this 1 mile that I just built, and mind you now, I have that. But let's go ahead. Let me do something. So right now I have $421,685 for this 1 mile. Now let's subtract that from $1 million, and let's see what people are pocketing, so you will understand. Now the $200 I give them for asphalt, most likely it's not that much. I'm just giving it to them. I'm just giving it to them. Okay, so let's minus $1 million. Minus. Half of it. 578,000. So out of that, I will give them the benefit of the doubt, because they are crook. They can steal. So I will get them room for them to steal on the one as well. So, okay, there's 1 mile here. Maybe there's a valley in there that require pipes. So the pipe, concrete pipe, or even CMP, a corrugated metal pipe, or even CSP, the steel pipe, and they are not being mailed in Liberia. So I would take the steel pipe, because steel pipe they can't make it in Liberia. So how many feet? Hey, let's go ahead. We give them 60 feet at another $60 a foot. My goodness. So Okay, 5,783. Okay. So we say $60 times. In fact, I will go $100. $100 of food. Okay, $600. If you subtract that, you have 500,000 still on the table. Where's that money going, my people? Where is that money going? And Pastor Baka, you can't talk to me. Let me save you a lot of money in our country. $1 million of they don't even break it down. They just know that $1 million. Of course, the senator who is in charge of public work come and announce publicly that we're going to pay $1 million a roll. So you think the boys at public work will say no? They're going, oh yeah, $1 million a roll. I just show you a little example here. And don't tell me what's about the fuel, because the price of the material, all of that price in that one material, the asphalt machine, the rotor, the trucks, the material itself, all of that roll into that one price that I just gave. So is there anything in this 1 million, in this 5,280 foot of roll? Is there anything that comes close to $1 million? Unless you're telling me the material in Liberia, they are all diamond. They're all diamond. Well, 5,280 feet of roll. Going, coming. And here's the thing here. I'm not giving, look, I told you that again. Look at Ralphie Highway. Those of you that are listening, if you live in Liberia, tomorrow, look at Ralphie Highway. That middle part that people were driving on that have asphalt. The only thing they do, they come and grade the asphalt out. They take the asphalt out. They're not going deeper. They will take the asphalt and the little gravel, they will take it out. And then the bottom remain. But you know what the people are doing? You're paying for that bottom that EJJ Rod and put by Wayne Thomas and Charlie Quintan. That bottom, you're paying for it because they say they're going deeper and they're not going nowhere. But guess what? On paper, the people of Liberia pay. Who get the money? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. This is what I'm saying to you. The young people that are going to be helping Ambassador Baka, they need to do the thing that really hurt me in this thing. Most of the people know these things. What I'm saying here is nothing strange. That's just estimate 101. Not even 101, 0.00 something. Because in order for you to do estimating, you have to know these things. And one of the things that I noticed about these kids that are coming from Steno Marie, and I'm not trying to knock Steno Marie down, but I've dealt with many of them. Many of them are unable to read blueprint. They are engineers. I dealt with them. The kid from LU, now, please, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but the kid from LU, yes, and many of these kids from Steno Marie, they got master's degree. Don't get me wrong. That's what I keep saying to you. What is the value of this when it comes to engineering or in the technical area? What is the value of this master degree? The person got master degree. What is that? What is that? Master degree are places that you're specialized in teaching, in mathematics. Those are special areas. But in engineering, once you finish your first 4 or 5 year degree, you're done. Master degree are just to people working in other places. Yeah, in California, they got master degree. And they told that man walking. I love myself. But we foreigners, we love master. But the master degree in terms of engineering, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. There are people here that are leading us that don't have master degree. Master degree in terms of engineering, especially civil, it really doesn't matter. It's just on paper, my people. And what do they do to get a master degree? Anyway, you go do research for a university. And the university get benefit out of you because you're doing your paper, and then the professor tell you, okay, let's study on this one, let's do a research, and then you do the research on those things. You know who are much more qualified, as far as I'm concerned, even qualified than me, are the tester. The people who test the material, the people who test the equipment, the people who test the trucks, the people who test the safety equipment. Those are people that are good. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. So I told you I was going to end this on this $1 million a mile. So when they tell you next time in their conversation, oh, the bill rolling like bro, and I said $1 million a mile. Think about that. Think about that. I just did, and not just big muffle. But if I were to put this thing on real paper, and then go to the contractor yard and take their cars, their trucks, their equipment, the first thing I do is say, give me your salvage value. Yeah, come pay you for a truck that you've been using for more than 12 years. And I pay you that you just get it from the dealership yesterday. A big here. Salvage paper. I'll take your salvage paper. If you don't have the salvage paper, you tell me what year is it? How long you been using it? I can tell you what the salvage value is. That's engineering estimate. I can tell you what the salvage value, and that's what I'm going to pay you for. It's simple as that. And not only that, I pay you based on the working days. You, the contractor, telling me, Samson told, that's your role. I will build it in 20 days. I pay you for it. I'm not going to pay you for more than the day that you're telling me you're going to work for. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. How many employees you have? Don't tell me all the employees you got from Total. No. Employee who going to work on my facility. How many? And my inspector will be on that job to get paper that Samson will put out. You go interview the employee. Your boss may say you made $2 an hour. Is it true? Yeah, let me see your pay stub. You check it. The man say he got 15 employees. Let's see. We look at them. We check their pay stuff, everything. Yes, indeed. These people are making $15, $20 an hour. That's fine. Okay. That job you got here, say, I don't care what 11 years. It don't matter to me. But how many Liberians you got on the project? And how many Liberians that are in a high-paying position? You think you come and bring me Liberian man, you're holding wheelbarrow and shovel and ass? Yeah, no. We're not playing that kind of game. We're not going to play it. No, people, this is serious. We have to do the scene. We have to treat them the same way they treat us. Right now, if you have a project here in the United States, as a foreigner, in fact, as a foreigner, they're not going to get you a project anyway. But if you have a project, if you go on the raw business, if you go out, the inspector come and ask you questions. In fact, you think they will take because you're from Total? No. How long you been doing this? Let's see the experience. What project have you worked on? I pick up the phone. Hey, John Brown, Samson told say he worked on your project 2-3 years ago. Do you have the papers? The construction report papers? Yeah, okay. I'll come and pick them up. You mind? No. I go, I look at it. Because everybody leaving track behind. But what do we do back home? I'm not going to call him, but I'll tell you some stuff here tonight. The Ralphie Highway, I have a couple of young engineers that I've been working with over the years, and some of them were working on it. I said, well, call Mr. Toll. And I easy to know. I said, what happened? The other one you must talk about the other day. I try to tell the people they're not doing a good job. And I did my own research, everything, but they know that they were wrong. So what they do, they call McGill. McGill called the minister, they call us, say, you let that thing go, man. Why are you wasting the people time for? This is where I come in and tell you, you know how long I was in school for? I can leave from here and go to any part of the world and make money. Take your job. If you don't do what I'm asking you to do, take your job. We have an incident here one time on Highway 80. I was doing an inspection there with this big granite. It's a big company here in the Sacramento, California area. Does most of the highway job. And they were digging, and they dug this on the highway. And the people purposely decided those days that they were they call it TBE. I don't mean to go engineering on you, but there are chemicals that you mix with dirt that make it look like cement. So those days, back in the 50s or so, they used that a lot. So when I was doing the inspection, they met this TBT. So they said they're going to take it. I said, leave it there. The people left it there for a reason. No, want to take it out. I said, okay. They took it out. Water gushing out. Plug it. Oh, yeah, we're going to plug. Before I went down the street, I came out and I finished plugging this. They said, you know what it did? Just like they see drug people in Liberia, they're here too. You think the people don't know how to make money? They fill it in with dirt. And then immediately wrap it up. Wrap the pipe around. I went there. I stand on it. And when you stand it, they call it soupy. It can be dancing, total dancing. The ground. Because it's soupy. Serious soup. Like a soup. You're moving around. So I said, what is it? You'll take it out. They said they can't do it. I said, okay. I have the material to pay you. You refuse, you're not getting paid. So we went to see my supervisor. The supervisor said, the man saw something and it's not right, you'll take it out. The total man was dancing. The old Italian man, he wanted to fight me. I said, oh, you touch me, I reach. People like you, I take you down the creek and you don't come back out. I said, but we're not down the creek. I'm on the road. Terry is here joining me. So that's the $1 million a mile situation that I just explained to you. If I were to take my time to go a little bit deeper, Liberia can save a lot of money. We save a lot of money, but they don't even do that. So let me, folks, I'm going to sit down now. I have one of my panelists joining me, and the next subject matter. He's my buddy, but he and I are going to disagree on a lot of things here tonight because the next subject matter is very hot. So let me bring in Terry. So that's the story behind the $1 million a mile road business. So when they come and tell you $1 million a mile, I'm not saying they're wrong, but think twice about it. Think about it. Let me bring in Terry. Terry, good evening. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, Chief. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me? I can hear you.
I don't know. Are you still muted?
I'm not muted. I'm hearing you. But
okay. All right. Yeah, I can hear you myself. Okay. Let me go back to my. Okay. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. So that was just a little presentation of this $1 million a mile. Because every time you talk to people, they say, oh, it costs $1 million to build 1 mile of road. But they don't tell you, what they don't tell you is what material they're using and how do they come up with the quantity. They call it bill of quantity in a summary of quantity. In any estimating book you go to, they call it summary of quantity.
Yeah, myself, I had that $1 million principle too, and you have just explained it, and you have made it so simple that even the least in the society can understand that. So now you have changed my you have changed my mindset with that $1 million theory because I had that same conception that it take $1 million to build a 1 mile road because that is what they told us.
Exactly.
But you have just made a thing so simple that even the small child can understand it. You know?
And that's why most of the time when I go home and I try to look at the what they call build up quantity, when I look at it, and I'm telling these guys, but sometimes they people say something we can't talk plenty here. Let's just leave it alone. But then when I take these young people that help me when they're my sit and we talk, I can be telling them, this is not right. But Mr. To, what we'll do? That's what the people say. And these people, it's bad. The way they treat you is bad. You know, why will you pay the Ralphie Highway They bring the dirt. In fact, they stopped there. And the last time they were digging behind Tower Hill, some kind of place where they were taking the dirt from, and the people got mad. But when they take these dirt, and you were in Liberia, most of the time the little added road, when they fix them with dirt, these people are weaker. When they fill these things with dirt, the dirt is mixed up with boulder, rocks.
Yeah, they don't compile it, they don't compress it.
Now that how you compile rock? You can't hit rock. So what they needed to do, what ain't now called Palmada before?
Yeah.
Okay. You got safety, right?
Yeah.
And after you beat a Palmada from, well, maybe you're not from the countryside, so you don't know much. But after
I know about it, I had a Palmada, yeah.
Okay, so you safety it up, and then the boom will go down. But guess what? Anything that is smaller than the safety hole will not go through. Right?
Yeah.
Anything that is smaller, anything that is bigger than the safety hole will not go through.
Yeah.
Only those that are smaller, but they will go through. The same way in diamond mine, because I've been in diamond mine myself. When you're doing the jika, after you they got it, they have the pen. We call it fufu pen, but you can make it into diamond stuff. You pour hole in it with nail. Have you done that before?
Yeah, with the rock. Like you have the rock, you jig it, the jig it,
and the rock. They're still using the word jig still, eh?
Yeah, they still use it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
they still using that term.
And another thing, they build this plank, and up on top they have a head of the plank where they put the dirt and mix it with water, and you got somebody doing like that.
Yeah.
So the diamond, the hole of that plank up there, the hole is big enough that diamond will go through. Big rock will not go through them.
Yeah, gold, even gold, they do the same thing with gold.
Okay, but that same idea, they're supposed to do it with these things, the dirt they bring to build these roads. So what they do now, because they can't compact it, the dirt is filled with rock. So you can't compact it. So what happened? When they put it down, it looked fresh. So people start driving on it. But when it rain, the dirt settle and move out. The rock exposed. In 1 year or so, then when you're driving your car going there, because the rock is going nowhere. That's how weakened these people are.
But the road even get very muddy and very bad. It get messy.
Yeah, from the beginning. But after 1 or 2 years, the mud, which is the dirt, wash away.
Yeah.
And only gravel stays. But the gravel that stays, these people are wicked, Terry. They didn't place the gravel, the rock, place them correctly so that they will be even on the top. They don't do that. So you have one border sticking here, another one here. So when you're driving, you're trying to find an easier way. Why would you do that? All they needed to do, you don't need money to do that. Ain't no wawa.
Yeah, the wawa.
And you take that wawa, you build it up, maybe about 6 feet apart. Then you put 2 by 2 across, and you make the 2 by 2 spacing to say anything that is more than 2 feet will stay here. Anything less than 2 feet in diameter will fall, and you drop it. Then you go to another bend. I will show you guys the bend one time. Then you go to another bend, 6 inches, all the way to 2 inches. Have you been to sand and gravel area before? That's how they separate the gravel from the big rock and everything else. And the big rock, they put them in the rock crusher machine to crush them up. They can do those things in Liberia.
Yeah, if I told you need a projector, where you got a camera now, you just have your little projector, you can just do your thing. But these things are very educated for our people.
Yeah, but they will not like it. Start bringing anything up, you in mouth. You and they will not be free.
But I think you are highly needed in our country because this kind of education, you don't find it easily. People don't give this kind of, because you are giving revelation now. You're showing the secrets. You're showing some deep secret here right now tonight. You have just broken a theory for many Liberians that we have been believing that 1 mile road is $1 million. that
Yeah.
that's a big hole you are boring in the people's pocket. Because now this particular video can be used anywhere. They're gonna take it now and use it tomorrow. So I think somebody think too, you gotta hold to your secrets too. You don't just
Oh, no,
let
it's
the
not a
cat out of the
secret.
bag.
Eric,
Because
what I just told you, if you Google road building and estimating, it's all on it's all on YouTube. It's nothing secret. It's nothing. It's just I want people to know these things, but they don't want to apply it. Another thing I'm going to tell you, in Liberia, when they're building, right? They put steel in the side of the wall, in the middle of maybe a wall that maybe 40, 50 feet, 60 feet wide, 60 feet long. They put steroid, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, have you seen building on the upstairs building, and they have some area of that building that is glass?
Yeah.
So why is it that the building is sitting up top of the glass and it's not breaking it?
Wow.
Okay, listen to this here. So you don't need steroid. The steroid are only for if you're building something and you want to make the corner safer, because the concrete themselves, the corner, is not going anywhere. What you need steroid. Foundation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
But first,
The foundation, because the foundation sits on the ground and the ground can settle. So you put steel in it and you put the steel and the concrete. The concrete is not good in deflection. The concrete is only good in compression, but the deflection, it will break. And that's why the steel come in to hold the concrete together. So when you watch that guy, they were building, and all that steel came apart and the building fell down.
Yeah.
Cheap steel, number one. But then secondly, if you look at the strut that they put around those things, those are wrong things they did. But that's besides the point. So one of the young men, he has a master's degree as well, but he worked with me a lot. So he and I were walking one day and saw I said, what's the reason? You know what they called me in total? They say I'm stupid because I built my father's house with no steroid around it. So if you say something to say, black man who built how he put steroid, I mean, he got sense, man. And the first thing they'll tell you. But I say, do you know why? What's the reason of putting these steroid in here and then make that into a column? He said, Mr. Toll, because if the ground settle, so the whole thing will go side by side. What a ridiculous statement. What a ridiculous statement. And most of the time, their foundation, no steel in it. So help them, they don't do that. They put the columns up. Okay, the building roof come on top of it. And when you build a building, on top of before you get to the roof, put the roof on, you put plank all around. Don't you do that?
Yeah, we do that.
Okay, so the plank that you put around is also to transmit the weight of the roof into the bricks and things. And that's why when you're building the bricks, you don't just line them up, you space them. So as the weight comes down, it follows the bricks like this. And by the time
so when you space them, then you're trying to say that the weight will not be heavy enough to break the glasses.
No, the weight will still be the same amount, but the transmission of the weight is not going to be a point load. It's not going to go down straight like that. It's going to go like this. So by the time it's like a wave.
Yeah,
so
like
when it does these things, it's weakening. You see what I'm saying? If you take a needle and go like this, boom, it's going to hurt. Then when you take a needle and go like this, go juke here, juke there, juke there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
So that's the idea behind that. And even if you want to make the building stronger, when you're building a block, okay, if you don't have to use steel work. So you put one block here, another block here. Where they join, you put a steel in there, between the two, like stitches, and you hold together, and you do the other one. So now what you're trying to prevent now, you're going to be achieving that by holding all of them together. And it's much, much cheaper than buying steel rod.
Well, I think you're talking about America's the kind of a building structure that they have in America here. Because I noticed that most of the structures that are here, I don't know if I can see steel rod that much, but they are solid.
No. Most of the building in the East Coast in Minnesota, those are wood struts.
Yeah, wood
struts. 4 inches on center.
Yeah, but
you know why they make it 4 inches? Why they make it 4 feet on center?
No.
But then to be able to put insulation in between, and then they plywood. You call it plywood, but those are Jason board. They put those on there, but in between the studs, they put how do you call it, insulation on there. Okay, so most of the building in America, or most of them are wood. They don't do much concrete except for industrial building, you know. But most of the stuff, most of
the stuff are wood.
Yeah,
but they do last long too.
Wood stuff, by the way. And most of the time, the wood are also treated with creosote, so that in case you have mice, termite, and stuff like that, termite doesn't go through the creosote. So you use that to build it. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. So let's go to where you and myself are going to split up now. Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. I think we need to split up a little bit.
Yeah. What you got? What you got? That
what I got is juicy. So today, I saw on Front Page Africa Dealer Observer as well, that Ambassador Baka sent for lawmaker to visit him at his rehab residence. And according to the story, he asking the lawmaker to support Rachel Cohn. Now, from the face of it, it's legitimate. From the face of it, that's politics. That's fine. You can do that. But as someone who say you want to do things differently, I think this if this thing holds and he wins, it's okay, because that's politics. That's politician. But Samson, who was not a politician, I think it just showed his position to be weak. For me, if Kuhn win, I'm not Kuhn, but if Rachel, whatever his last name is,
Rachel Kuhn
wins the speakership, that means Ambassador Baka does not have trust in his own position. Because the way, and I won't blame him either, because he's smart and he has noticed the election result, that it was not one-sided. So he doesn't want to take that chance. But I think Ambassador Baka should first of all should stay away from the lawmaker. Let them make their own decision, whoever they want. But as a politician, to invite lawmaker to say, you'll come to my house. And then when they get there, then you'll start discussing the process of who to be the speaker. For me, that's interfering. I don't know much about legislature process, so maybe they can call in and disabuse me on this. But for me, it's an interference, number one. The second thing is, even though Kofar and fairness are interested in interest of fairness or fairness of interest, whatever you want to call it, Kofar is a dear friend of mine. And I would like for him to succeed to be the speaker. But besides that, just for Liberia, you will allow Kofar to be the speaker. So every one of the major bills or major developmental agenda that you're going to put forward, that people will eat money later. They don't tell you, they don't come back here. Well, why? The man, Unity Party member is the speaker. Now, why are they doing like that? You're giving room to CDC to bombast into all everything that comes out of your hand, because they will say, Richard, what's the last name? Richard who?
Richard Kuhn.
Richard Kuhn will not resist you. Whereas if you have Kofa, and if Kofa is resisting some stuff, you will negotiate with Kofa. That's building institution. And furthermore, as far as I'm concerned, Kofa is in a perfect position to do that. People say about Kofa, he got this problem, he got, who in Liberia got problem? Everybody in Liberia have problem. So I got more to say on that, but that's just my opinion. What would be your opinion in the conversation?
Well, I got a lot of things to talk about, but I think that point you raised is concerning.
Yes.
It's concerning. It's very much concerning because even though I support him for calling these guys and all of that, and I do not support what his name Fonati Kofa, but I think his level of calling these guys shows some level of compromise, some level of interference. I don't know if it could be labeled as pay to play, and all of that, but it sent a signal, it's interfering because you are.
Let me bring in Mr. Josh.
You are the president, the incoming, you president elect. So I don't know if it's actually illegal, which I don't think it is, but I also think that is also influencing the incoming 54 legislation, which is the 54 representatives.
Right.
I think it's a sign of trying to interfere with the decision, and I don't think that is appropriate. Let me just use that word.
Not at all.
Because that is totally outside of your jurisdiction. If he had done it behind the scene, maybe that would be fine. But the optics, like what most people can say, the optics, does not. But one of the things I see, if it's not illegal, then it's something to look at. But one of the things I've seen is that he knows that what he named Richard Kuhn cannot pull this off. Because in my opinion, Richard Kuhn does not even have the zest. He don't even have the motivational or skills to even win one senator over. I don't see that in him. He's not motivational. The guy don't even go on public media institution to communicate. I have not really seen him discussing issues, nothing whatsoever. The guy just dogma. Like nobody even know him.
No.
So how he's gonna maneuver in the house? How he gonna really do that? So I think that is the reason why Ambassador Boga decided to come in to pull it off. One of the reasons why I do not want Fonati Kofa to win this thing, because I foresee that Fonati Kofa could be sanctioned. I do foresee that Fonati Kofa could be sanctioned.
Kofa passed that sanction stage.
Because Fonati Kofa, all his buddies around him are being sanctioned. There's also a propaganda that Thomas Fowler might likely be sanctioned as well. So I foresee that Fonati Kofa is soon to be and is inform himself in the bracket of sanction. I don't want to believe that sanction is going to escape Fonati Kofa. But so I don't want us to have to be preparing ourselves for a sanction speaker, in my opinion.
Okay.
But for the how you call it thing, for the way our standard bearer went in with this conversation with the incoming senator or the incoming representatives, I think at some level the optics does not look good. I think it's some level of interference, even if it's not legal. I mean, even if it's not illegal, I think it's some level of interference. So I would want to agree with you on that one.
Well, the thing about that also is folks,
Maybe
thank you
Sese
for
can
joining
help me.
us
Maybe
today.
Sese can help me out of that way.
Thank you for joining us as well.
My senior brother Sese.
The thing about it, it's not illegal. That's politics, and he can have. I mean, he's not doing anything. I mean, he can invite his partisan to say, "I want everyone of the other to support." He can say those kinds of. But for me, but he's a smart politician. He's not like me, because he saw the election result. So if he depends on Flati Kofa goodwill, then I think he will be kicking himself later. So he want to nip that in the bud. But for institutional building purposes, I thought that he will let it go. And if Flati Kofa refuse to do certain things that is of good for Liberia, he can bring Flati Kofa to book. Mr. Josh, thank you for joining. What's on your mind?
Cesar, good evening. Terry, good evening.
I'll call you as if you come on
Samson,
this,
the last person. Samson, how you doing?
Oh, I'm the last person now.
Yes.
I can tell.
Look, you and Collins are dead wrong.
Okay. Explain.
Joseph Boakai is the president-elect. Kun is from the Unity Party. He wants to be speaker. And if Joseph Boakai thinks that Kun will need his help, and you're saying it's wrong because he invited elected representative to visit him, of course, he has to do it. I continue to say this thing here. I don't know Mr. Kofa personally, but I know his family. The point here is you people continue to make this mistake. I mean, not mistake. You people believe in it, so that's it. But Mr. Kofa is from the ruling party, CDC. He represents the CDC as deputy speaker in the House.
Okay.
He now wants to be speaker. I don't know what you people are thinking of. Politics is not joke. It's not joke. Mr. Kofa can store Joseph Boakai development plan as a speaker. And he cannot, maybe they'll go to remove that, I'll go start invent something to remove him. But he can hold, even the budget, he can hold it as speaker. Revenue, all revenue payments should start from the Senate. If Joseph Boakai wants to pass a revenue law, it has to start from the House of Representatives. And if Kofa is senator, if he opposes it, he hold it, it cannot come out. So people should not sit down and say, oh, for you, Kofa is your friend, so you want him to be speaker. But for me, I'm looking at it from the political side, not a friendship side. These people lost an election. You don't think it's hurting them? It's hurting them. What is Fonani Kofa relationship with President Weah? They're from the same town. From the same town. You think Fonani Kofa is happy that President Weah lost the election? They could maneuver a way to solve Honorable Boakai policy. So, okay. Mr. Ko, I get it. He's a friend. You're talking, oh, he go what? No. It's politics. Look at here. What a Republican are doing to Joe Biden. They control the House. See how they're pushing him around. So, what you talking?
I get it. I get it.
Honorable Boakai did not break any law.
No, he didn't.
Politics. He just trying to throw his weight behind the person that he want to be senator. There's no violation there.
Okay.
And that's a person from his party. So if he doesn't put his weight behind the man to be speaker, then where's Joseph Boakai?
All right. Thank you. Sese, good evening. We're discussing the speakership business. And once again, my involvement here it's a little bit tricky because Kofa is a dear friend, but I'm not.
But you compare to support him because he's your friend?
No, but listen to me now.
You can't disagree. You can't disagree your friend so
Listen
far.
now. Listen now, Central Right. I'm not supporting him because he's a friend. My support here is based strictly on institutional building capacity.
What is the institution building capacity? Show me the institution you talk about building.
The Liberian government.
No, you say institution. Show me.
I said Liberian government.
How he building it? He's from a different party.
Yeah, but if you have an opposition who is speaker say anything, you can negotiate.
They were in the ruling party.
I can see we're not going anywhere tonight.
They control the president pro tem. They had a speaker, the deputy speaker. They had all the position.
And then sooner or later, you, Mr. Judge, will come on the same platform and complain about that. But I would, when you come out and bring it up, I will deal with it. Let me bring Sese in. Sese, thank you for joining us. What do you make of my tabata and everything else?
Hi, everybody. Well, you said it right. It's Tabata.
Okay.
Well, I won't push back first on the smaller one on Terry for saying that the guy that the Unity Party, Richard Kuhn, is not out there. He's not talking. Besides trying to steal money, where Funati Kofa been talking? Tell me. Besides, if they're not trying to be corrupt and have money, where else has he been talking? Where have you seen Funati Kofa outside of the House of Representatives give policy speeches anywhere?
My concern is not with Funati Kofa. My concern is with Kuhn.
Where?
It's not with Funati Kofa.
West Africa doing what? Wait, let me hear.
They just invited
My concern.
Newspaper Benin, how to bring it. So where West Africa he been giving his policies?
He recently was in Ghana and he was recently awarded
to a bunch of people fishing. My son go to Douala and speak to fishermen that the one who come and use the main speaker. I would be disappointed if the U.S. government does not indict Funati Kofa. But beyond that, let's look at governance. No president in their right mind wants a divided government.
Tell them, is it?
It is not for institutional building. It's for gridlock. That's how governments don't work. And let me take you all the way back to American politics. Newt Gingrich. You think, what's his name? Bill Clinton wanted Newt Gingrich to be
contract with America.
All his stuff and try to impeach him.
Yeah.
You think Dennis Hester? You think Bush was not happy to have Dennis Hester? When Pelosi came in, you think that the Democrats are not happy? When Pelosi and Trump were together, you saw how much gridlock there was in this country.
Oh.
You saw how she ripped the State of the Union speech and threw it away. When we go to the likes of John Boehner, Paul Ryan,
Tip O'Neill.
All those people. So even in this country that we're trying to borrow democracy from, nobody likes a divided government because it's gridlock. It's happening right now to even increase our borrowing power right now.
And I want to talk about just now. Yeah.
They're trying to impeach a cabinet member.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to work on the budget. Why would the ambassador, the president-elect, wants to have somebody who has been under the sycamore tree, who has drank the water from the sycamore tree, who has eaten the buka pepper soup, to come and be the one to be second in line to succession to him? There is no smart government that does that anywhere, except maybe because he's your buddy. But I would be very disappointed if the U.S. government does not sanction Funati Kofa for corruption.
God forbid.
And I would be disappointed if one of our workers sit down there and Funati Kofa become speaker.
Welcome, Mr. So.
God doesn't sleep. This guy will continue to expose. He will continue to expose inside on a daily basis. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We're talking about Funati Kofa and the speakership, and Ambassador Baka inviting people to have conversation to buy corn. So many of my colleagues, except for Terry, who little bit, not all the way in with me, he has some reservation as well. Do you have reservation on my Tabata?
Yeah, hold on one second. I don't know. Yes, I try to figure out any other word besides the Tabata, because the Tabata now is more or less.
No, Mr. So, again, you know, extreme word. Tabata is the best one. So, just taking Tabata.
This is a clear message to Terry: beware who you hang up with. This is the guy who say he supports someone. There's nothing else I can explain. You know, for you
but
to
supporting his view
on this network to suggest that you want,
I'm supporting his view partly.
And you want somebody else to be Speaker of the House.
I'm supporting him partly.
Which planet are you from? Every day, it's a clear indication you're telling other people to put in their foot in their mouth, but you now putting your toes in your throat. It's absurd, Samson. Come on.
My speaker not working right now. I can't even hear you. Go ahead.
Your speaker not working. The audience are hearing it. Where you come from with that fanatical? This is why. Then why? What is the point? Are you blaming George Weah with this friendship? Because all your argument here is fanatical is your friend.
Yeah,
it's your friend. That's why.
No. That's not all. I said I want this to happen to build the institution.
Build my institution. You breaking institution.
Oh, where is the proof that Fonati not built any institution? Where's the proof?
But he's ready now. He's ready now to work with the president-elect.
After he built a prison here,
Samson told. He's not willing to work with, because I got sources. They say Honorable Walker sent for Fonati Kofa and told him that, hey, you can work with, you can maintain the position of deputy speaker. He said he walked away. See, he got to be speaker. So if that story is true, why you think if Fonati Kofa becomes speaker, Joseph Baka will not? Joseph Baka, you think Joseph Baka will survive?
I think we had a conversation here before, right?
You will not survive.
I say I would be surprised with Ambassador
I will knock all of you out. I would be here with my own Tabata.
I said before we were talking about it. I said I would be surprised if there's no conversation going on behind the scene. That's been going. Why he tries to do now to bring it to light to see who is who. Of course, if he Joseph Boyka, the president-elect, to succeed in his agenda, he needs every president want both houses to be in his upper wing to get an agenda to be pushed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my only thing, Mr. So, is that
go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
Optics does not look good.
What optics?
About what?
He is the president-elect. He have
Terry.
Kun is from the party.
I'm coming.
Kun is from his party.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you can
why he called the representatives? Are you saying why he called the representatives?
That's how every government works. Here in the United States, remember the guy here, McCarthy had to go down to Mar-a-Lago to go kiss Trump ring just to be selected. Every government, every president in America, all those people to try to lobby to get their person to be the speaker.
Let's wait. You're misquoting Terry. Me, I want to hear Terry. What you say?
What I'm saying is, we decide to do things differently, right?
We want you.
The incoming administration.
The incoming administration. We decide to approach things differently than to approach things the old way. All right. So,
your way. Let us expose the
clever. It's very, by calling all those senators and the president sitting with them and having meetings. So many speculation comes about. What is he offering? What is he offering them?
Another institution. The executive cannot meddle into the affair of the legislature.
Right now, Ambassador Boyka has the ability Ambassador Boyka's statement alone. Because any representative who goes over there, I'm coming now. Just let me learn my tabata.
Let the man finish. Go ahead, Terry.
I support Ambassador Boyka, and I 100% for him to have a speaker, even if that Kun, for him to have a speaker over the house. But the aspect here is this, all right? Ambassador Boyka have the power in him now as president. So if all the representatives, when they went over there, they're thinking about the district. So any statement Ambassador Boyka made, they will have to comply, because if you come into the Senate, I mean, if you come into the representative, you need to be in good rapport with the incoming president, because the incoming president has the ability to influence. Huh?
What's wrong about that? Here, let me tell you, the democracy you borrow in America here. Every time there's a new president, the House leadership and the Senate leadership, Democrat and Republican, to go to the White House and go visit. You know why?
Invite them.
The president is laying out his or her objectives. The reason the president meet with the people is to strong arm them.
Okay, let's change the subject matter.
Elected.
Okay.
No. We can't leave it.
To strong arm them on the speakership.
That is what you do. That is what it does.
Okay, we got it. Let's move on.
Hold on. Colorado, Lauren Boebert district, Republican district that is a flip district. There where Joe Biden went to talk about economic policies, because he know that he can strong arm her and he can have her out of voting for a policy, or she be defeated. That is how politics work.
Let me go on to another one.
No, hold on. Don't go here. This is how you mislead people here. So don't go here. We need to set this thing here. Why you think the Democrats, the Republicans, even if they have two candidates, why you think the party comes out to say, this is the guy we're going with? Why you think they're doing that?
To throw their weight behind that person. And they believe that person can better represent their interests.
Territory.
I can't hear you.
Well, for me, look, Mr. So, it's just clear, all right?
So are you saying, Terry, on a serious note, because these things when we're talking here, people listening to us, are you saying the call by Ambassador Boyka is a wrong thing? Is that what you're saying?
No. Like I said previously, I said it is not illegal. I said it is a good approach.
So then
what I'm looking at is the optics.
What is
the optics present him to be taking or positioning influence over the people.
Listen, let me ask you, do you want the presidency? Let me ask you a something too. Do you want the presidency of Ambassador Joseph Boyka to be filibuster?
Yeah.
No, I'm not supporting that. Mr. So,
but that's another Russia you're talking about. What?
I support Ambassador Boyka to
because the essence. Let me tell you now. The speaker is
Martin is why
hold on.
Have made a scene about it. Journalists, they're all on the scene.
But what I gotta do
all
with
the senators them there. Why did he do that?
Listen, Terry.
You know what? They're not ready with the politics. They need something to look, guys. We have to make something to and let them have their own making more program. How they call it? Sherman Brown program here, so that they want to appease people. He doesn't want his government.
Let me go to Terry. Terry, thank you for standing your ground. We say that's an interfering, and it's
not. No.
Simple.
No.
Terry, what's on your plate?
Hold on. We got people that listen to us.
Mr. Joyce, because your patron is here now, you're going to tell me to hold on. Terry, watch it now. Watch everything. Go ahead.
What I'm saying here, we got our people that follow us. Don't come and say that's interference. It's not interference.
So what is this?
So because the people watching, I don't have the right to express my
Let me just tell you, with all this thing here, all this thing that been going on, if President-elect Ambassador Boyka, if he has not made a sort of public intervention to call on those people, I was going to say, you know what, he's not even ready.
But for me,
I was going to say that he's weak. He's not ready to run and conduct the affairs of this nation. Who wants to go into a house? Who wants to go into a hostile environment? Are you kidding me?
Twist arm. That's what I'm telling you. Twist arm.
Okay. I want to open a line, but the way three of you all hard like this, if I open a line, it will not be easy. So, Terry, what's on your plate?
Well, these are some of the things that are on the plate already that we're discussing, but also
boss already. Nothing.
Also, today we saw that the sentencing of Glover Musu Scott was officially done. And even though we have not discussed it on this platform, but to me, I think it was sad. And another thing also was the removing of the checkpoint and the replacing of another checkpoint. That was laughable. And when I saw Yombi come up at the Senate, the checkpoint that have been built at the Senate.
Oh, the one the people borrow?
Yeah, the staffers were, they resisted vehemently, and then we seen that 2 nominees of the president was not nominated. They were not confirmed. Today we see that the Senate have the both houses supposed to be adjourned by now. So we don't know if the president is going to call another, sitting. Which I doubt.
We're going to call again.
People moving their furniture and things like that. Okay.
It seems like it's 2 nominees won't be confirmed. So I thought that those were all breaking news that needed to be highlighted.
That's true. That's true. The confirmation is not going to happen anymore. Mr. George, let's hear from you.
But I don't know why I was saying that interfering there again at the Capitol building. Is it interference?
No, they were doing
that strategy. You see Ambassador Boga there.
NFL
he plays there.
Pass interference.
Yeah.
Ambassador Boga there. He was not there. Nobody knows
why
he
listen,
or not.
Listen. Let me tell you, Terry. That one of the hard clan politics that were playing at the Capitol Hill. Why do you think today New American spoke to the people and they agree? Why? No. Because you people, the way you're a territory and something Terry can talk. Why you think New American today went to talk to the Stafford today and they listened to her? Why?
Political maneuvering.
But that interfering again, and that's all.
No, that's not interference.
Anyway, look, let me here's the thing happening. The last time when the issue came up, I said it. I said people must demonstrate to prevent that hearing. Thank God those staffers did listen to me. And Mr. Tour told me what a violence. I said, I didn't say violence. I said, but they must occupy the building, and they did exactly what I was thinking of. Because I said it. That was the only way they would have prevented that hearing from going on.
CDC Carter, just hold on.
They did achieve that by preventing confirmation hearing. So that was something there must be a problem for. And you talk about the second, the House of Representatives, those are 2 different distinct bodies. The Senate convened and the House of Representatives convened. Those 2 people got separate budget. They are not on the same budget, but the cost is the same thing. If you listen to the guy, I said they have been talking to the speaker. They have been talking to the authority, and they told them to wait, and nothing has come to fruition. Today, you heard Bob Chima that today was his first time coming back to the building. You heard him. So at the point, they blocked the place. They were right, and they are right. Because why they have worked, and they are not being paid.
So when they come back,
I agree.
When the representative come back next time, Buffer Chima no longer going to be there, right?
Buffer Chima day ended today. And the vice president turned over to Jeremiah Kuhn today.
Let's hear from you. Then we'll go to So, and then CDC Carter is on the line.
You know, for me, at one point in time, you will start paying me here for hotel in the future. I told Terry the last time that Amara Cornell would not leave the Senate. He argued we want to make it to Minnesota. He made it public.
Yeah,
he not leave the Senate. The last time here, I said that it is a good political strategy. The President George Weah had a right to appoint. That was his constitutional right. I said it's also the right of the senators to ensure that those nominees don't get confirmed. And I said the way to do that, I gave the football analogy. When you're playing stoppage and injury time, you kick the ball outside.
Yeah.
Your team leading, you don't run behind the ball. You take your time, you walk to go get it. And if you get some you're feigning, then they kick the ball even further down the hole. By the time you go get it, come stoppage and injury time, finish game over. That was exactly what happened And we said that we're going to be in the background calling, which we did. I'm not ashamed to say that, because I thought these two nominees were flawed. For me, I didn't care about the time of the nomination. I care about the nominees themselves. They were greatly flawed. And we saw going to the Supreme Court, the Unity Party. I knew there was going to be something the Supreme Court was going to have to send back to the Senate. But all that time there, that's somebody walking behind the football. What happened today? See fini, give fini. But I see fini, give fini.
Yeah.
And so you know, you see the strategy coming from afar. Look, every executive branch of government in this democratic system that we are following, you want your agenda to go through President-elect Bwaka, just like here in the US. They all campaign on certain things, and most of those things require legislation, require money. The House of Representatives holds the purse, the nation's purse. They have to agree before you spend the money. Why would you go tell somebody that I want you to spend the money and anything, say hold the money for what? When that guy say that back color, they say no. That back polo, they say no. Then they just say now the money there and then you dying from hunger. They say, oh, we're having money, or they would die from hunger.
Say, give me 5 cents. They say no, we'll give you 2 cents.
That is the reason, even in this country, you will find Mayorkas, our Homeland Secretary, has been going to the House and to the Senate, negotiating with them on a plan to protect the border. The president sends his or her people to go and deal with the House of Representatives and the Senate, because you want to have a presence. It's not an interference. I need people that agree with my ideas and policy in those two houses, so that I can get everything I want. Other than that, you get gridlock. So for me, I foretold this thing that this was not going to go anywhere, and it didn't go anywhere. And now I'm sitting. What's on my plate is I'm sitting and I'm watching. I'm waiting for the first list of nominees to come up, and then this will give us an insight into how much criticality this new team is putting into the work. The first two things, making sure those nominees then go through and getting involved with the speakership, and even getting
when they come back, President Weah will still be in office, is he not?
No.
Who? When we come back?
Yeah.
Election come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 54.
So yeah. But
President Weah trying to muddy the water to re-nominate these people.
And one day, where the people are going to be saying having inauguration, and then you're going to have a hearing. Yeah, you probably can. Yeah, I want to take us out of the box there. All the box there too small.
So Samson too.
So the problem here is, for me, I want to give pluses to the incoming government. As it stands right now, there is no one person that we know of publicly that's running to be president pro tem in the Senate. They put their thumb down so high in that place that our man, even that was thinking about it, declined the position. And so now they're putting their thumbs down in the House, which is a political genius. That's why every politician does. So I give them pluses for that right now. Now, I'm going to be waiting to see the list of people that come out. I'm going to be particularly interested in looking at finance and development planning. I'm going to be interested in looking at education, because that's the E in their arrest. I'm going to be intentional looking at who they put at tourism and who they put in security. All the arrest thing is what I'm going to be looking at, the agriculture and everything, because that tells us whether we're telling us what they're hot water or whether they actually meant substance. If they take a lack of Ansu Soni and put in my education ministry, then I know that there are a bunch of funny people, they just continue the same thing, and they just call him professor when you find him, I'm a professor. But that's a whole different conversation for a different day.
Mr. So, let's hear from you.
What do you want to hear?
Anything on your plate? You even have a plate?
You support Kofa?
The first thing, you and Terry, you smash your plates tonight. So you're on the plate pie already empty. Carla said not even there. Look, pretty well, like what Seth was saying, we have reached a consequential point now at this time to see who's going to be the direct representations and how the face of this government going to look like. My guess here, a lot of intensive conversation, agreement, disagreement, reshuffling's name, this one go away, this one go away. But overall, the strategy, the move by the president-elect today, it shows leadership because he wants to succeed. You don't want to have the reason people pick people because somebody that you trust, somebody that you confide in, someone that who has control over, with the other members, like in the case the House of Representatives. Because whatever the president wants to push through, it is that person speak up when you can hold fire with it to make sure that vote, you get that vote before you even throw it on the floor. Like we've been talking about CDC, of course. Where inside the South, Joseph and all of those people, if they want them to succeed, you think they just want to, if the president wants something, you think overnight they just want to put it on it? Everything in that building is political. If you carry, you think you're just going to go there with you and your man Tabata here, you're not going to succeed. All you're going to be doing is to complain. The people black are, yes, of course, because you are not far-sighted. And this is what the president did. For whatever reason, they were so, maybe they strongly believed that we won the election. They could have put a contingency plan into place. And this is why they don't take time, they're going to lose their speakership because they couldn't cope with the result of the election. CDC heavily got divided. People were unhappy at the president concession. People within the CDC did not like Samson told friend and brother, Fenati told Kofa. So they wasted time to create a lot of argument. After that, they sure he as a president, his fault if they are listening to him. They could use that time to solidify, to say, and have a second plan. Like, you know what? We want to remain relevant. We will do everything possible to see whether we can maintain the speakership so that they will have to push it. But they didn't do it. Fernand Kofa was doing his own pushing. Other people, even what this guy, Tomo Fala, even wanted to contest and all of those kind of things.
So fighting.
So it was a chaotic situation. And so United Party manages to use that time to penetrate and see where. So the action of President-elect Joseph Boyka today is to pave a way for smooth conduct of pushing his agenda. So Terry, forget about the.
So can I ask a question, Mr. So?
No. Before you do that, let me bring Kaja in. Let me bring CDC Kaja in. Kaja, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
So I have a different take on all of the discussion here, right? So let's start with the speakership, right? So I think I heard Mr. So saying that I think CDC is in disarray and if they're not careful, they'll lose the speakership. No, I think CDC is on the right trajectory. The people are behind Fanatic Kofa, and he's gonna win the speakership. What is happening with Joseph Boyka inviting some of the lawmakers at his residence? I mean, it's not a bad thing. I think this is the right direction in uniting the country. But again, the number of people that went, the number of lawmakers that went down that cannot give him the vote to put him to where he want to be in that house. So there where we are, it shows that our country is divided in the middle, and is upon Joseph Boyka to work 10 times harder to unite our country to move forward. I mean, if you heard Melvin Cole today, he spoke about the invitation that was sent to them by Mo Ali, being text message and all that. And then there's another senator, representative, newly elected representative that's supposed to, I spoke about it too. There are a lot of people speaking out about what unfolding in the country today. But again, it left with the people in the house. So numbers, politics is number game, and how you navigate, especially in the House, in the Senate, how you navigate, how you push those and stuff. It can be bipartisan approach. They can look at it for the better good of the Senate to see who can run the Senate better and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that's where the politics gonna play. I listened to Melvin Cole, and Melvin Cole, he was straight to the point. If Joseph Boyka will bring anything good that will benefit Liberian people, he's in for it. But if he brings something that will not be in the interest of Liberian people, he will oppose it. And I
Who
think the
is Marvin
direction we are
Cole?
moving in is good, is healthy, so there can be check and balances. It
Who is
can
Marvin
be,
Cole?
every
Asking
time
how many
once
representatives?
the book I say let everybody go left, but he said let everybody go right.
This
Then
is
there was
asking you a question.
Keto, how many representatives
yes.
went?
What's the question they asked me?
How many representatives went
I
to the
can't-
president's house?
Can you hear it now? You got it?
According to what I heard was 39.
Is that enough?
39.
Is that enough to?
Yeah,
is that
according to what
enough
I heard from some of the representatives that were there, the
Is that
interview
number
them,
enough?
it was 39.
Delay for him to hear you. So let him finish.
No, I heard it. But is the 39?
It was
enough?
39. But whatever it is, I don't think.
Is 39 enough to elect the Speaker of the House?
Is it 39 enough?
Yeah, it was.
So then what are you talking about? Say it shows something different when the man
Well,
had
but what if the other side has more number than the 39? And then where are we?
72
The other
people.
side saying they got over
72.
40 or 50, whatever. I mean, I'm looking at it.
30,
I'm looking at
35 plus 35 is 78.
I'm looking at it. The other side said they got 40, they got 45, whatever number they bring it. And don't forget now, people that went over there also expressed.
in the house. Nobody
Hold on, people that went over there also expressed their dislike. Some of the people that were invited also expressed their dislike. They said we went there because he called about we didn't accept the message that was given to us. I'm saying here is
Let him finish. Both of you talking at the same time. Go ahead, Carter, you done?
Yeah, so no, since they're talking, I can't hear. I wish I could hear him because I don't know how the communication. Yeah,
y'all get the link. Let him make
send the link to me a long time ago.
Get the link. They can solve the math for us. Not the same patch of math.
You know, the Liberal would never send you a link.
Right, but anyway, the politics is a good thing that happening in our country, the democracy. But let me tell you something. United Party did something these few days. She has set a precedent, and I hope we all will employ moving forward what will happen. Now, United Party used the staffer at the Capitol building to protect or to go against the confirmation, and it's clear. It's politics. Illustrate it better. The football game we can play delay tactic, carry the ball all the way. Listen now, it's a good thing.
Oh man, your time finished.
Hold on now, Papa. It's a good thing. We used to play the ball. We used to play the ball in slave way.
Please say put on the link.
I mean, the guitar and kick the ball all the way in the water.
Look
the program swing the ball still down there. The referee blow the game off. By the time somebody swim, bring the ball back, the time already gone. A delay tate. Nobody will say you cheating. It's a good thing. But if CDC in opposition do the same thing, I hope we must say it's democratic. People will start using this the thing here. You have Mr. Brown who came out to barricade, stop the vice president from going in her office, stop cars from going because in their mind, I mean, they want Labrepo to be there, it was because of money. Which of course it was not because of money.
The
protest was over. Another protest started with a representative on the other side. We know that. They do not have the guts. They don't have the guts to stand these kind of things. When we put it out there, they will call us. Sedition and all that kind of thing. But it's all right.
Thank you.
Ask Kete, what are the people pay the staff for?
Email you are saying the link tomorrow. Join us on the program. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go back to the group.
What do you mean? What are the people pay the staff for?
Huh?
Because I said you man, what are jobs we are government pay the staff for?
But anyhow, okay, cut. He's gone.
They don't have a legitimate reason.
Mr. So, with all of these things with the staffer and the way Sissy described it 2 days ago before it even started, telling us and which is actually what have happened, is there a good politics? If CD, as Carter suggested, if CDC had done that, would it not be called names?
Because I mean, it just shows that because the country is divided. That's not. It's not a matter of calling names, but these people. I don't know why. Our people, you got to put fire on their back. They act like a turtle. You saw them calling names. Their leader, one of their leaders, if you were to say, calling the names of Senator Kanga. Where are they? Why are they not speaking? And only they were making reference to G-Von, the owner person. And so, and more or less, she knows she's seeking for the leadership. And if that group occupies that building, you can't be elected. So sometimes, hey, you gotta put it outside of warfare. So I don't see it like people calling names. You will always see those things here, but hey, if something that you didn't, they have the right to be there as long as they were not vandalizing, they were not destroying things and say, hey, we need our pay. And that's what the argument. As on our account, just how your children, your kids are in school, we too want to take care of our home. And if it is something that really, really actually do, then it just shows of our people of this sort of self-centered behavior. They want people, that same Liberian mentality. People should call them yes, sir. Chief, good morning, this and that. Cast out the open door, hold their way back grapes and all of those kind of stuff. They don't just care for people that work for them, whether they are happy at home or whether they get family to cater to. They just don't care. So sometimes it has reached a point now, Liberian, and this is a beginning. I think people are now prepared and people are now ready to take charge of their government. You listen to the other guy, say who the government is, say we are the government. And the Constitution clearly defines that. The power is inherited in the people. So these people who think they're going to rile on people or take advantage of people and do whatever thing they're going to do, trust me, your own staff, or they will come against you. So we're going to wait and see what happens. You're not going to the other house, but we'll wait and see what happens.
All right, Terry, let me bring you in. You said you were going to say something earlier.
What kind of question?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question for the group, for the whole entire, panel concerning, like, for example, now, if President Wiatu decide to call his own representatives for meeting, what will you guys say? You would say, because most of the time when these things happen, we say, President, we are giving money to these people, blah, 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 to influence them, to do this, to do that. So Ambassador Boga did his too. With the other people claim that Ambassador Boga gave these people money just in case, or what he named Kun wins the election.
Are you going to RA?
Can I, Terry, that's not even an issue the president called a CDC. The president has always been calling them.
Okay. Let me bring Mr. Sisi, I will come to you.
The CDC lawmakers have always been meeting with the president. In fact, there was a time
I will come to you, Sisi. I will come to you. Let me go to Mr. George. I will come. I know your point. I know you got tonight you're on fire. You're on fire. That's
you see that he want you to step on him. That's why you try to neutralize him. But anyway, they're your patron. So
I'm running the show. I'm running the show. I'm in charge. Mr. George.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're asking what is good politics.
Yeah.
Let me say something. Let me back a little bit. Sacramento, when you work, what time they people pay you?
That brown too far. I can get paid anytime. Show my hand.
Okay. According to people, 4 months they are not taking pay. That's not the way of their government. If these people were paid and they kind of demonstrate, that's a different thing. But these people have one cause. They wanted the just benefit. Government owes them. Kevin, I know you're listening. Your president pro tempore came up to say, no, we don't owe this time for. And he came up to pay, and they said no.
No, Kata went down.
So, don't say that the politics that people want to play. You people invited this problem on your own self. You all invited this thing. Because if you pay these people, they will not be interrupting a confirmation hearing. They will have no cause. But if you give them cause, don't go and blame other people. Now the Mervyn Cole, corrupt men are Mervyn Cole. Corrupt to the core. Is that someone you want to come to Mervyn Cole says this and that? Corrupt men like that. This is the man who are doing Nathan Mange bed okay to go to displace in Bon County. Very cool. So the issue here is politics mixed with it fine, but if the government had paid the people, you would go and not witness this. Terry a George we are. Except maybe he didn't want the speakership, but if he want his partisan don't have the speakership, it is his right to call all the 72 representatives to tell them, hey, you're voting my man. So that is nothing. But one thing I want to say is not is a little bit off. You know, all these people, Mr. So they dress. These people say that it's been 18 years now. There's no bathroom working in the Capitol building. And these people ride the flashes car. What will cause these people to put a pump in a yard that will and clean all the bathroom?
Yeah, hold on.
But they prefer that you pay more 12 gallons of water to carry upstairs in their bathroom. And when they say, pay me, they say, oh, you got to wait. Is that people being real? But I hope the speaker or the president pro tem, and I blame everybody, even some of the women there, why would they sit down in a building that doesn't have no water? And you take 30,000 K, 30,000 you collect. Why you couldn't use some of that money to drill a well on the ground of the Capitol building and install a pump? Pay the thing that will supply that building. My people, whoever you may come, I know you'll be the president pro tem. The speaker will be waiting, but those will be your priority for that building. That's a state building.
Thank you. Sissy, let me ask you a different question. Because you're making a closing. How do we, how would, if you were to advise President Bakai from stepping into these type of pitfall that is really giving President we have problem in terms of making these decisions that affect people, but not in the right way? What are some of the things, if you are given the opportunity to say to President Bakai, President-elect Joseph Bakai, what do you think you would say to him? What are some of the things that he need to avoid? Serious stuff.
Don't give people penalties.
Huh?
Don't give people penalties. You're playing a football. Any president, we understand soccer. I'm talking about soccer. Don't get people penalties. Don't kick people in the 18. Don't hold them. And when you set outside trap, make sure everybody follow the outside trap. Don't let nobody break the outside trap. The defender should not be caught flat-footed. Me, I'm speaking the
football technology.
Look, let me tell you something. You kept on saying you hear me lay out. You want to complain, and let me give it to you that there's evidence out there that Unity Party was using these staffers. Let me give that to you just for argument's sake. You are the one that gave them that weapon.
Of course, that was it.
They're the people. And it's so disrespectful, and I'm glad my brother's on here, but it's disrespectful for you to say that the people say that for salary benefit when in fact it's not. These people have not gotten paid for 4 months. Do you talk to people who haven't gotten paid for 4 months and belittle the issue they're talking about their pay, their dignity, taking care of their families? We shouldn't be doing that, man, because of partisan politics. You will not live for 4 months without a pay. And when other people do that, you say, oh, they posted up for pay, but we all know it's not that. That is disrespectful to those people. The CDC government, if they knew that was a lie, Marvin Cole was over there today interviewing. You were being a recasted trend with the staff. With the staff was saying he talked to some people and he didn't talk to some people walking away. Fine, but he didn't deny that the other people. And these people didn't go in there. They were not checking batches and say you CDC representative or senator again. They stop they impede everybody. Right? Why it is true that I don't agree with their tactics. I'm not going to tell somebody how to behave when they hurt. 4 months of that without being paid, and these people are packing things from their offices. They're packing water cooler or carrying it. And you know they will not come back. The before chamber, but let me say they will pay me, and I believe it. When I know the man, I don't even know what a PhD will still hold when you're not represented no more. What I will take it back from him. That the man I come and say that to come say I agree with you to say you pay me. When the other man saying out of the country say these are the intellectuals, the intellectual giants of the CDC, the captured general that they capture on there. That say he will come back. Akira's great. That say he will come back and he will lobby CDC people so that they don't have a quorum in their way. The president will not be inaugurated, and the vice president will not be inaugurated. Then the speaker will be and the Liberian government. That man took civics in high school. Really? Seriously?
What part is the Constitution?
I don't even know. And the man was teaching. The man was a teacher. This is a sad state of affairs of our educational system. Look,
Okay.
I will say this in closing. The president had ample time. He is still president. If he was really serious and they understood that this was a tactic by the opposition, they should have gone down there and talked to those staffers. They should have made phone calls to those staffers to make sure they removed them from the way. That was a barrier to his agenda. He nominated people. I want to believe he wanted to see those people confirmed. So if there were barriers, he should have worked behind the scene to remove those barriers. And either pay the people or negotiate with them. He didn't do any of them, so you can't blame the people.
But the minister found out, the deputy minister who
God,
supposed to.
are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Go ahead. Give us your closing. You got to lower
Yeah,
your
so let me
monitor
just make some kind of correction here.
Yeah, lower your monitor.
The people did not owe these people salary. It was not salary they were demonstrating, protesting for. They were protesting because they said, according to the leader of
Hold on now. We've all been reading it. They said they have not gotten paid in 4 months. Then you said
People's salaries and the city
no. I guess you get
gas money and all for 4 months.
They'll tell you when they come out.
George, we will not come. We can't come and get
They
live.
said the president called those guys back, the senators back, and when they call them back for special sitting, they don't pay the senators. So once they call the senator back, it means the senator staff have to come back, and they should get their own just pay. They said 2 times they call the people back, they have not gotten paid for their special sitting. The special sitting. Every time the president they call them back, apart from the salary, they have to pay them. So when you call them back for 1 day, you pay them for 1 month.
Okay,
Now
so
what they were talking about, they were not talking about the salary. They were not talking about salary. They were talking about when you call them.
Go back and listen to it.
We all watch the thing.
It's not salary. It's when they call them back.
Can I go and play the tape?
They pay them. Whatever they pay them, what they pay them. And this is what they were advocating for.
Okay, did you people pay then?
All right, thank
So
you.
you cannot come here and tell me, yeah, it is like real popular this one. They put in the news.
No, but then you're not being honest, Kede.
You can't do
First
that.
time you want to go down around, then you're not being honest because it's the
That's why I
posted live
follow
4 months.
The men use fake news to check people.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Mr. So, I believe Mr. So have your email. I'm sure whenever he send it, please join us on the on the platform.
This CDC, that's how I go through when you go on there. How?
Okay, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's meet tomorrow on Mr. So Show, where the liberal will be shining as usual. People love me on this platform, and I will be on again to try to be the counterweight to any conservative idea that's going to be coming from the other side. Ambassador Bakai is going to be successful because why? Samson all supported him.
No, you don't want Baga to be successful.
Why Terry and myself are here, I want Marvel tearing apart. Your 3 of you are nowhere to be found. But that's okay. Success got plenty of children. Failure got nobody. We are successful, and we open our arms for 3 of you to join us. The only person that's still waffling around, but he myself in changing places already. He lives in Total now. I live in Vanyama now. So that's like he stay on that Total side. He belong in Grand Gide. I'm in Lofa County. So that's the only person. But the 3 of you, thank you for joining us, and thank you guys for seeing the light. that Ambassador Barker is the right person to lead at the right time. Thank you. We will be here again tomorrow. After Mr. Soul, I don't know what you got. Mr. Soul, what do you have on your show tomorrow anyway?
It's none of your business.
But Samson,
Don't worry about it.
Samson, do you want Barker to succeed?
Of course.
But
why
that blanket question? Ask the man what does success look like for him for Barker. Can Barker succeed often? I think of being speaker. That should be some of the questions you can ask them.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to interfere in your legislative business. I let them go ahead.
No,
so
because
anyhow,
tomorrow I might not be able to join you.
Yeah, no. What I wanted to say, I don't know why Keto, if I say in disarray, is this part of what we are talking about. Lack of leadership, it makes you to go the wrong way. Because after they lose that whole thing, they knew the whip. Why it needs or speaker lose it. Obviously, it's an open position. That was the first thing the president should have done. But they were still in a fantasy land. They were still rumbling with this whole election. People told the election was rigged and this and that, blah, blah. Because the president should have called those people and called them, look, hey, this is the last man standing here. This is my choice for all the party come up with a decision based on the people that are coming, like Thomas Fowler were coming, Kofa were coming, and ultimately you look out there to see who is a winnable one, who will be more persuasive, who will be more or less to bring the party together, because the person going to be the hierarchy of that party. And then he, as a president, as a senator of the party, I his voice.
One of the things that I gave President Barker on this one is that he didn't do what he did with the CPP. He came out of the gate blasting. This is what I want. This is what I expect. And so if they have done that with CPP,
that's obituary.
But President, who was he talking to when he said? Who was President we are talking to when he said that?
But that's obituary. We're not talking about that.
Terry, go ahead. Make your point.
Who was President we are talking to when he said, if you want to be in 2029, you got to start working for 2023? Was he speaking to himself? Yeah. Was he speaking to himself, or was he speaking to Fonati Kofa or somebody else?
I don't get it. Now that he lost an election, he's going for him 2029.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, what? You ain't get it.
He said you cannot make resolution. Nah, you can't make resolution for 2029 when you don't start now.
I think
I was confused. I think I said, but who the guy are they talking about?
No, I think he's getting hurt now. This thing is really getting to him. He's getting hurt.
Really watch it. On the 22nd, George will cry on the 22nd. Take it from me. He will cry on the 22nd.
So maybe when you cry, then Joseph Barker will pardon him and anything.
No, listen.
They were giving the presidency and say,
Mr. Cole, George, we are now. Because the four corners of the wall, it will change for him. That power.
One of the things that I saw
that power, that authority.
The president.
That's something heavy there.
Some soccer legend died in Germany and the other one died in Brazil, but he made a speech on that, not live, but he wrote something about it. But yesterday we didn't see anything about the tragedy in Bon County seriously coming from him. And he also jumped on this issue of being selected by FIFA to be the best, African.
The legend, player.
Jump on that.
Of them. Yes.
The thing about FIFA have been reaching out to this guy a long time. I think he want to go there, make a little easy, cool money, less talking, less stress, something to them that yabaya and Akara grade and coming hosting press conferences and all of those things. You're gonna be making a good bucks on that side. Yeah, all goes well. So all the thing what they're doing, CDC thing, if they don't put their acts together, that's the end of the party. And they will not like it, but it is why it is, because right now it appears there's no leadership in the party. It lacks no leadership. They're not listening to the Senate Bureau. The Senate Bureau told them it is over, go home and relax, go about your normal duty. Nobody, they said no.
We were not listening to our mandate was stolen. Jefferson Kochi.
Right now, not even hearing any press conferences. Who the other one that brought out yesterday for whatever thing? I know some kind of other Mickey Moore came out yesterday hosting press conference with him. Why he to do what? To persuade the sanction or whatever it is? I don't get it.
All right.
Akara's great, but you listen to Akara's great. Akara's great say he can.
1%. He's going down there.
1% gone.
Yeah, the line went there for too long. 1%.
Yeah, 1% light.
The people, they're not winning election, Jen. 1% per range.
But they need to buy CDC.
Akara's great. They can hinder the transition. You listen to Akara's great?
And
I listen to by doing what?
Civics in high school.
Something like that you told her, you say, I know what.
They will not have quorum, and so they can't
swear. Still in denial and
they got right here, TJNB.
President Joseph Newman Butler.
You sure that I'm Prince Johnson Joseph Newman?
No.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, let's move tomorrow, guys.
Tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so it might not be on, but I will be watching the show tomorrow. Until
okay. But if you have the opportunity, join us, please.
Yeah.
Until Keto thought about that.
What kind of money Keto say? Oh, that money here is still beating Keto out with more money we not.
You stay on Central.
All right, guys.
Yeah, good night.
All right. Sorry. Okay, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Been a wonderful evening. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Please join us again tomorrow. Mr. So will be on here, and we'll be joining Mr. So as well. And please join us, and let's have conversation together. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I'll say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.